Welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki of Nikki's Homemade Craft, and today we're going to do part 1 of the thermo crochet mystery crochet along. I am so excited for this because so many crocheters think that thermo crochet is one stitch alone, but it's actually a technique that includes multiple different stitches, and you can even do increases and decreases. But no worries, let's take it one step at a time. We're going to focus on one stitch alone that you may have never done before. So let's get started with the materials and how you get access to the pattern. I'm going to use this bamboo fair yarn, which is a DK yarn. In total for the entire project, you're going to need a little bit more than one skein, which is why I wrote down 2 skeins, because sometimes with tension and all, sometimes it's better to just have 2. You might be able to get away with 1, but my feeling is you're going to need to start your second one. Okay, this is the yarn I use, but you can totally use any other DK yarn that you wish. It could be cotton, it could be acrylic, it can be bamboo like this. This is actually bamboo and cotton. There's many different options that you have. In fact, you could even go down in yarn weight, so like number 1 or number 2 yarn. However, I recommend staying with DK yarn. Do not go up in yarn weight though, so don't use number 4 or 5 or so. That's going to make this entire thing too thick, because thermo crochet is known for the thickest crochet technique in the world. So no, we don't want to use worsted yarn for this specific project. DK yarn it is. I'm also going to use a 3.5 millimeter hook. I'm not quite sure if you can see that's a 3.5, but it is. So that's the hook I'm using. For the yarn, by the way, the blue would be very dark, so I'm not going to use blue. I'm using Rouge, which is like a reddish color, so it's going to be a little easier to see. To get access to the written instructions of the pattern, you have 2 choices. Number 1 is free to view with ads on our website, nikkishomemade.com. You will click on the pattern or the mystery crochet along link, and then you will scroll down until you hit the pattern, or you're going to click on a table of content, expand it, and then you click on part 1 or the written instructions of this pattern. It'll jump you right to it. But remember, you can't print that one, and it has ads, so if ads bother you, I have option number 2 for you, which is the Crochet Club, our membership, and it has so many different features, not just the mystery crochet along pattern, but you also get access to over 400 ad-free patterns, weekly live tutorials teaching you exactly what you want to be taught, and monthly get-togethers twice a month now. And oh my gosh, we have so much fun in the Crochet Club. So if you want an ad-free option, that is the place to go in order to get access to this pattern ad-free and so much more. You can join as a monthly, quarterly, annual member, or as a trial member where you only get access to this mystery crochet along pattern as well as the group. But that's all, and that's only for 7 days, and then you automatically become a full member where you get access to everything else. Now let's get actually started with the pattern. Are you ready? You're going to start with a chain of 71. I have a little swatch right here, so it's easier for you guys to see, of only 11. So again, you are doing 71. Once you have your chain, you are going to turn your chain around a little bit so you can see the back bumps. Let me give you a little anatomy lesson for the stitches. You have the front loop, the back loop, and if you turn it around slightly, you have the back bump. We're going to go into the back bump because it's going to make your life much easier after the very first row. Okay, so the very first about 2 or 3 rows are a little challenging. So once you are done with those, it goes very fast and straightforward. So let me show you. So we're going to start with the second chain from the hook. You're going to crochet a single crochet. Okay, we're going to make it very easy so far. And now you're going to insert your hook into the loop right here that's closest to your yarn finger. Okay, this one is my yarn finger, so it's the loop that's closest to it. Yarn over and pull through. Now I have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So now I made an alternative turning chain or stacked single crochet, and it's equivalent to a double crochet. So I'm now going to crochet double crochet stitches in each stitch, so just into those back bumps. So far it should be very straightforward and very easy. You're going to do this until the end of the row, and then we're going to go actually into the thermal stitch. But in this case, you're not working the regular thermal stitch that a lot of people know of, which is actually the thermal single crochet. But in this case, you're going to work the thermal double crochet stitch. Okay, so yes, there is a double crochet version of this stitch, so that's the one we're working on. Okay, so finish this row, and then we're going to go into row 2. All right, once you have row 1 done, it should be like this. Obviously just much longer because you made 71 chains. I only made 11 for this tutorial, just to show you how it works. Okay, what you're now going to do is you're going to hold your project like this, because trust me, it's going to make it easier. Okay, what we're actually now going to do is we're going to work in this direction. Okay, so if I hold it like this, you're going to go in this direction. Okay, so which means you're actually not working back and forth in this direction, you are working your way upwards now, like towards your face. Okay, so which means you are working about half a row at a time, and you are working in a zigzag. So you're going to start seeing that you're only going to see the wrong side of your work at all times. It's going to look a little funky for you, but it is how it is. Okay, so let me show you. You're going to make a chain of 1. Okay, and now you're going to make a yarn over. And I highly recommend, by the way, using stitch markers here, okay? And I'm going to start using them too in a second once I made a few stitches, so I can show you how this looks like, okay? So make your chain of 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, yarn over. Now you're going to go into the back loop right here. So of the last stitch that you just did, okay? So if you would hold it like this is the front loop, the back loop. You're going to go into the back loop, and you're going to go into the parallel loop here on the bottom. Okay, remember your chain that you made, you have some leftover loops down there, right? You only went into the back bump. Well, you're going to pick that parallel loop to it, okay, and you're going to go through it. So just like that, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now you have your 3 loops on your hook, and you're going to finish it up like a double crochet. Okay, that's stitch number 1, and I'm going to put a stitch marker on that now. All right, I added my stitch marker right on top of my double crochet stitch, so that way I'm not going to lose it. But listen, at this stage, it always gets confusing. So really pay attention to your loops, take it slow. You've got this, okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So what we're now going to do is, again, yarn over, and we're going to do what we just did again, okay? We're going to go to the next stitch, which is right here. You really have to pay attention to which loops you already used. This is the next one, okay? This is the next stitch over in a back loop, and you're going to pick the parallel loop right there, okay? You're going to yarn over, pull through, and finish it up like a double crochet stitch. Okay, and let's do that again. So you're going to go to the next stitch, so do your yarn over, don't forget it. Okay, go into the next stitch, that's the back loop right there, and the parallel loop like so. You're going to yarn over and pull through, and that is pulling through both of those loops that you just went into, right? And now you finish it up like a double crochet. So let me show you again one more time here, and then you're just going to finish this until the end. So you're going to go through the back loop and the parallel loop there on the bottom. Okay, yarn over and pull through and finish it up like a double crochet stitch. So you're going to do this now until the end. Now the very last stitch I'm going to show you, because that's usually the challenging one because it's hard to see. So I'm going to go all the way into here until you see the very last one, and I'll show you that one. All right, I have here one more stitch to go, because you're going to see right here is the turning chain there, and we're not going to count that one, okay? If you need to double check, you can count your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should have one more because I made 11 chains, right? So I should have 10 stitches, and that's exactly what I have here once I do one more stitch. Okay, so here at the very last one, it's here and here. Okay, so yarn over, and it's this one, and then down here it's that one. See that, like this? They are parallel to each other. That was a back loop right there. And yarn over and pull through, and then finish it up like a double crochet. And look what happens naturally. You are naturally turning your work, okay, like in this direction. So what you're now going to do is you're going to literally start over like you did over here, okay? And you're going to do this again. So let me show you how the next row looks like, because that is the row that you're going to do over and over and over again. Now remember, in the previous row, we only went through the back loop of the double crochet stitch, where you're going to have here left over front loops, right? Where you're going to use those now when you're going to go again through the back loop. So which means you're going to go up here in the back loop and down here in the parallel loop, which is that leftover front loop. Okay, so if you look at this for a second here, you can see how you actually, this is almost cut in half. Do you see how the double crochets is only like half the size kind of thing? So you are actually doing half a row at a time. So this project may take you a hint longer than you would expect, but it's doable. Don't you worry, okay? And it's worth it. So you're going to do half a row at a time each time, okay? So in height wise, you're doing half a row at a time. Now it may not look like it, but that's what you're doing, okay? So let's do row 2 together here, because that's the row you're doing over and over again. So let's do this. Chain of 1, again, doesn't count as a stitch. It's just going to help you to get the height that you need, okay? You're going to yarn over. You're going to go into the back loop of the very first stitch right there, and the parallel loop, which is the leftover front loop from the previous row, okay? So those two. Now yarn over and pull through 2, and then finish it up like a double crochet. At this stage, I highly recommend you add your stitch marker, because that way you won't lose your stitch and you know exactly which is your last stitch of the row. We still have a stitch marker back here, right? So when we get to it, you know exactly which one is your last stitch. And that way you will not skip a stitch, because in this stitch right here, it's very easy to skip a stitch by accident, and you don't want to do that, okay? So now let's go into the next stitch, which is right here, okay? So if you hold it like this, you can also see it right there. This is the back loop right here. And right here is the parallel loop, which is the front loop from the previous row. Yarn over and pull through both of those loops, okay? And finish it up like a double crochet. Now you can hold your project this way. You just have to tilt it a little bit if that is easier. Then this way is totally fine. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes it easier for you, okay? Hold it however you like. It's just you kind of working on the back of your project. So whatever makes it easier for you, okay? So this is the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through, and then finish it up like a double crochet, okay? Now let's go into the next one. Again, these parallel loops, the back loop and the leftover loop, and finish it up like a double crochet. Now I'm going to go all the way onto here, and I'll show you the very last stitch again, because that is usually the tricky one. All right, I have one more stitch to go, and you can see that my stitch marker is attached to it. So I'm going to let it hang there until I finish my stitch. Okay, so you can kind of look here and see where your stitches are. So we have this loop right here, and then we have this loop right here, which is that leftover front loop. So this one right here. This one is not that one, okay? This one is like this one. It's just in between. This is the front loop, the leftover one from the previous row, and then here's your back loop, right? There's your stitch. So yarn over, go into the back loop and that parallel loop, and yarn over, pull through 2, and finish it up like a double crochet. Now chain 1, and here's where I like to do right away my double crochet stitch before moving my stitch marker. So I'm going to make a double crochet in the very first stitch. Again, it's the back loop and the leftover loop right there. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I made my double crochet. I'm going to move my stitch marker now to my first double crochet of the row. This is the top here of my double crochet, And now I can keep going and crochet. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to keep crocheting until you have 11 rows on each side of your work. So for thermal crochet, you're going to see that it's a little bit different on how you're going to count your rows. Why? Because you have one layer here and you have one layer here. It is really like 2 layers together at the same time. So you're crocheting 2 layers at the same time. So which is why it's a little thicker, therefore the thickest crochet stitch in the world. And it is known as the thermal crochet stitches. So this is the thermal crochet technique for the double crochet specifically. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to count your rows on each side. So lay your work down and count. So just like I show you here, you're going to count 11 rows. Okay, so 1 through 11. Then you're going to flip over and you're going to count again 1 through 11. Once you have 11 on each side, which makes it 22 rows, you're going to stop. Okay, at that point you're going to take a picture of your work and post it into the Facebook group Crocheting with Nikki with the corresponding hashtag. Okay, so that way I can find you and celebrate you, and everyone else can see it too, because we all love to cheer each other on. So make sure you take your picture. And remember, be patient with yourself in this stitch technique, okay? Stitch markers are your best friend for this. Take it slow and really look at your stitches and know exactly which stitch is which. If you have to use more stitch markers than I did, then go for it. You can totally add all your stitch markers on as many stitches as you like if that is helpful for you. Maybe you can weave a yarn through so you know exactly which ones are your front loops. That can help you in the very first maybe 2 or 3 rows. After that, it's going to be much easier to see your front loops, which are the leftover loops, right? Versus other loops that may be around it. Now at that point, it's still a little hard sometimes to see the first and last stitch. So always make sure you have a stitch marker there so that way you're not dropping a stitch by accident, because you're going to need a specific number at some point in this pattern. So make sure you have your correct number and you'll be good to go. I'm not going to be too picky on the measurements, so just try to stay roughly in that measurement frame, like maybe 1 or 2 inches off is fine, but try your best to kind of stay in that and you should be okay. All right, now don't worry, part 2 will be a little shorter than part 1, so if you're not able to finish part 1 within a day, you still have some time to catch up when we work on part 2. All right, and then part 3 is even shorter, so no worries, you have plenty of time to finish this quick project. Are you guys ready for part 2? Because you only have 1 day and then you get access to part 2 already. This is a mini thermal crochet mystery crochet along. And remember, we have a party at the end on Saturday. So be sure to join that as well. Already mark your calendar so you're not going to miss that because we have prizes. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video with your crochet besties. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publish a video or go live. I'll see you in part 2. Until then, bye-bye.